Hi folks, it's Mike here, and we're going to continue our C++ series and write our first program, the Hello World program. Alright, so let's go ahead and write some C++. Open up whatever editor that you've decided to go with. And for me, that's going to be Vim here. I'm going to actually split my window so that you can see the two different windows, what's going on here. Just as a note for my future lessons, on the top will usually be the code, and the bottom where I'm compiling, just so you're used to that. So anyway, let's go ahead and open up a program or create a new file called hello.cpp. Now initially this is going to be empty. And what we're going to want to do is every C++ has an entry point. It has a main function here. And that main function, by convention, returns some integer that's going to tell us the result of did this program execute successfully. And sometimes we have various flags or conventions that we do. So we might say return success or something like this, or exit success here, which usually just evaluates to 0. So this is sort of the default program that you're going to see in C++. This program doesn't do anything, but this is the minimum subset of a C++ program that you need here. Your entry point, the main function, and it returns some value, 0 usually indicating that it successfully completed execution. Now, in order for us to do anything useful, we need to build something. And what we're going to build here is a program that just outputs a string hello world to us. Now, by default, we don't have any string primitive in C++, and we need to figure out how do we output information to the screen. Well, for this, we're going to include a library. And this is called the IO stream library, IO standing for input output, and stream is how we're sending the data out in these things called streams, which I'll show you. If you've done programming in another language, include is going to be very similar to import if you've done Java or Python. We're just bringing in a library of code from somewhere else that exists into our program so that we can make those function calls. So what kind of things are we going to do? Well, we're going to start with standard cout and then the string of information, which falls between these quotations that we want to write out. And I'm just going to write hello world here, exclamation, a backslash, and an n will give us a new line and a semicolon. All right, so we've written this program. Let's go ahead and compile it. I'm going to use G++. Again, I like to choose the standard version of the language that I'm using, but you don't have to do this. And then the program name, which is hello, the output of the program name or the executable file, which is just prog, /prog, enter, and voila. Here we are. Our program just executed and it returned hello world here. Now, a few little caveats about what's going on in this program here, or some modifications. One is you're going to see me typically not write programs with the \n. Sometimes I might do it as a shortcut, but by convention, you'll also see these std : endl. And this does the equivalent thing here. It actually emits the end line character at the end of our program. So that'll also do the trick here. And if you want to emit multiple end lines, you just add them as such here. And let's go ahead and see what the result is. Again, every time I'm saving, I'm just doing it with a quick shortcut key. And then I'm recompiling and rerunning. So let's see what this one does. And now you can see that there's a bunch of new line characters that have been added to my screen here. Simple as that. Okay, I'm going to undo a few of those changes because I really only care about having one there. Now, one thing you might wonder about is what is this stud here? And this is sort of the, again, if you're coming from Java, the sort of package that this endl comes from, or this cout comes from. Now, if I remove it, let's just go ahead and see what happens here. Our code will just look like this. I'll try to compile, and I'm going to get a bunch of errors here. It's going to say, hey, I don't know what this thing is here. Well, that's because it doesn't know where to find this actual function. And in C++, we have things called namespaces here. So you can type something called using namespace and then standard, which is what std stands for. The standard implementation of some function here that lets us write out text or stream it to our standard output, which is just a fancy way of saying we're streaming output or writing to the standard output, which is just this terminal window here. So if I use this command here, it's essentially going to append, or if it can't find this function, that is to say, it'll say, well, I couldn't find this function just hanging out here. I'll look in the standard namespace to see if there's something there that it exists. So let's try to recompile. We can see that it does exist and our program does run. Now, just a little caveat, you're not going to see me use the namespace here because I don't typically like it. I like to be very explicit where my commands are coming from. And we'll talk a little bit about namespaces, but basically they're a way to organize our code. So everything that you're seeing here with the std or standard : in front of it means it comes from the standard implementation or standard library in C++. It means that we get these functions for free, this ability to write strings to our standard output, which is pretty cool. And we're going to find other data structures and algorithms that are part of the standard that we're going to use so we don't have to build them from scratch. So maybe that's been quite a bit for the first lesson here, and maybe more than you've expected. In some languages like Python, for instance, you just type print hello, and that's it, right? But in C++, again, remember, we have just a little bit more control over how things are doing. So that means we get to think about them and make a little bit more decisions about how we express or how we ultimately want to write our Hello World program. So I hope it was useful to see how to write our Hello World here. And now you understand a little bit more about what's going on in some of the code. And again, in these lessons, you're only really going to learn if you type out the code, try the example, and even play around with it a little bit. And it's okay to make mistakes. Remember that the worst thing that can happen is you just start all over or go back to an old save point and try again. So with that said, if you're enjoying this and already learning a lot with your little Hello World program, go ahead and like and subscribe so you can see the other future lessons that are coming. My name's Mike, and we'll see you in the future lessons coming up.